And can I take a name?
It's the occupier.
Okay. And do you receive or record any TV signals at the property?
No.
I'm going to go through the information with you. I'm probably going to repeat information. You might have heard this before.
Yeah.
I'll do it as quick as I can.
Okay, mate.
First of all, thank you for telling us you don't need a TV license at the property if you're not receiving or recording any TV signals.
Yep.
Please be aware, though, if you do receive any signals on any technology, a license is required. This includes computers, mobile phones, games consoles, digital boxes, and DVD VHS recorders.
Yep.
Although we won't call it the address, we'll use the detection methods available to us, and if we believe a signal is in use of the property, we cancel it with a warrant from the courts.
Can I just ask what other detection method you have?
Detection vans. That's how we get a warrant.
It's all right, because I've just checked, and no one's ever been prosecuted with evidence from a TV detector van.
No, because we don't use it for evidence in court. We use it to get a warrant.
All right.
We only need one piece of evidence when someone goes to court to prove that they've been watching TV or not.
I've never seen one.
You won't. Well, we don't doll them up. We don't have bells and whistles on them. They'll just go around and use detection equipment. But the whole point about it is we can't get a warrant from a court unless we have evidence that someone's watching TV without a license.
Okay.
And where we can get a warrant is to provide them with evidence. So we provide them with detection equipment evidence, and then we get a warrant and we use that in court.
So, do you know if, like, let's just say one of the detector vans did come and detect us watching television, and someone came with a warrant to the door, would that evidence be presented in front of me?
No, the warrant would be because it's evidence of a criminal offence. Now,
it's not criminal, mate.
Sorry?
It's not a criminal
You
offence.
have to get the warrant with... Well, it's not. It's a criminal offence.
What is?
TV licence. Watching TV without a licence.
There's no law against it.
There is, sir. It's the Communications Act.
That's an act, and I don't choose to be governed by it.
Well, so unfortunately, an act is a law.
No, it's not. An act, that's the difference between an act and a law. An act is something that hasn't become into law yet, and it's only used as if I choose to be governed by it.
That's not actually the case. So the difference between an act and a law is a law pertains to a specific pertains to a general rule, and an act pertains to a specific part of it.
An act is something that hasn't gone to Parliament yet to be changed into a law.
Well, also because an act goes through the House of Parliament, then to the House of Lords, and then it's given royal assent, and it goes back to the House of Parliament. It actually has more force behind it than an actual law would do.
So an act is more powerful than a law.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it,
when was the?
If I give you an example, when was the last law that you're aware of actual law created?
Actual law created?
Something called a law.
Well, I don't know.
It would actually be by kings before the Civil Revolution.
Right.
The difference between an act and a parliament is name only. Laws were made by kings because they were infallible. Acts made by a parliament because the world changes and we have to change with it. There's no law been created since we've had road travel, firearms, or air travel. But laws need to be in place for these things because if someone's trying to get a plane and trying to fly, it would be a very silly thing. Or just trying to fly without permissions and so on. So there are reasons for that. Now, I appreciate that you may feel that an act is not the case, that an act is not, you have to give your consent for that.
Because this is obviously this is a common law country, and
how common law is created in the UK.
Yeah, an act. I don't choose to be governed by an act.
No, so that's not. I'm saying how is common law created in the UK, sir?
How is common law created? I don't know. We're all commoners, apart from the royals.
No, that's not common law, sir. Common law in UK. Common law is created in the UK by judgments made in courts. That's what common law is in the UK. It isn't an unwritten code, sir. It is set by precedent in the courtrooms. So common law in the UK is what has been set in the courts. That is why it's common law. It is common for the judges to give the same outcome. Unfortunately, sir, under common law, TV licensing is common law because judges have given rulings on it. So it becomes common law under that focus.
So is it common law or an act?
Well, technically, so it's both. That's the whole point. It's an act of Parliament.
So it's a common law, an act, and a law.
Well, that's the thing, sir. You just said that an act is not something because you've not given it consent, but you only follow common law. But common law is set in the UK by precedent-setting courts. The court judgments become common law in the UK. That's how it works. Common law can only be overridden by the Parliament in extreme cases. I can't think of any historical cases which I'm aware of where that's happened. But common law is set by judgments and precedent-setting court cases in the UK. That's how UK common law works. So by you to say that you only follow common law, well, unfortunately that means you follow any jurisdictional issue by the courts.
An act isn't from the courts, is it? It's members of Parliament.
But courts will then judge on it, and then it becomes common law because they will pass judgments on acts of Parliament.
Oh, cool.
People have been convicted for non-payment of a TV licence in court, which makes that a criminal offence.
Yeah, that's because they're daft enough to agree to it.
Well, no, sir, but that's the whole point. There's no court in the land has ever agreed that an act is not a law. In the world, that has never happened. This is unfortunately a fact of what's happened.
So an act is a law?
An act is a law, yeah. And if you're trying to, unfortunately, people who've tried to dispute this in courts have been given contempt of court for it, because unfortunately it is.
All right.
You may choose to think that you have to give your consent for that, and that's your understanding of it. However, what I would state is there's no judge in the world who's ever agreed to that. If they did agree to that, sir, everybody who's currently held at Her Majesty's pleasure in the prisons would then have to be freed.
No, because they broke criminal law?
Well, no, because they also were tried under the let's try this with my teeth in, Police and Criminal Evidence Act of Parliament. Drink driving is an act of Parliament, sir. DUI is actually an act of Parliament. It isn't the law. It isn't as you would recognise it.
Isn't DUI a road traffic offence?
No, it's under the Road Traffic Act.
Road Traffic Act.
Yeah, so the whole point is, a lot of the things which you choose to recognise or choose not to recognise, unfortunately, if you try to establish this in a court, you would unfortunately find yourself on a severe ending of a verbal tongue lashing from the judge, because unfortunately they are.
Oh.
Acts of Parliament, it also includes the Anti-Slavery Act, and that is an act of Parliament. Unfortunately, slavery, according to many laws, is the case. Data Protection Act and so on. So, unfortunately, that's how you choose to do it, but I'm advising you now, an act of Parliament, it is a law.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the judges in the legal profession will agree with me on that one. However, like I said, I will withdraw the implied right of access for you.
Okay.
That confirmation will be with you within 7 to 10 working days. We always state that if anyone was caught watching TV, they could face a fine of up to £1,000.
So, will a detective van be coming to mine then?
Can't say. I don't know.
You don't know?
The detection equipment, they go out randomly, they'll go to wherever they need to be. So I don't know.
So I won't be getting any more visits from there?
Again, I don't know how the detection vans, when they turn up or where they're turning up. I know they...
Come on, mate. You know as well as me, there ain't no detection vans, is there?
Well, there is, sir. How do you think we get warrants?
You go to the court?
We get a warrant if... Well, no, because the court has to... The only court can only grant a warrant to enter a property if they believe a criminal offence has taken place. We have to provide evidence that a criminal offence has taken place. That's what the vans are for.
Come on, mate. You know as well as me, there ain't no such thing as a detection van.
My friend works in one, so I know they exist.
I don't.
Now, you may choose to think that I'm making this up, but I've got no reason to lie about this. And the whole point about it is, if they didn't exist, we couldn't get warrants. We make this very clear to our customers that this is how we get a warrant. This is what they're for. Now, they may choose to think that they don't exist or it's impossible to exist. The technology doesn't exist. It does. My friend works in one, and...
I'm just wondering how a piece of technology could be pointing into someone's house and detecting that a television was receiving a signal.
Again, sir, the technology may not work the way you expect it to work.
It's amazing, eh?
I'm not going to state how it works, but I will tell you, sir, the technology does work, and we just use it to get a warrant to enter the property. That's all we need.
Okay.
We'll never discuss how it works, because if we did, then it would give people a chance to work out how it works and then evade it. That's not what we're here to do.
Well, do you know, I'll just say this because I'm guessing I'm going to get someone coming with a warrant soon, that it needs to be signed by a judge in wet ink with a crown seal.
Again, sir, this is something I keep on hearing people stating that it needs to be signed in wet ink. What does the wet ink part mean, sir? Because they will sign it themselves.
It means that the judge was actually there when he signed it and he was under oath.
Again, sir, I'm aware of the wording you're using with this. By he stating he's under oath and that it was inside thing. We will turn up with a warrant. So if you choose to, if you were watching TV without a license, let's face it, we'll have to have evidence before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was the case, and you chose to ignore the warrant, we're not going to force it. We'll walk away. Unfortunately, that would lead to a secondary charge of refusing a warrant, and that is another offence. Unfortunately, the court will just deal with separately. So again, I'm aware of what you're stating. I'm aware of where you've got this information from. I'm aware it's the freedom of the land movement. I would advise you, sir, this has never won in court. I've never seen one court transcript which provides evidence that it works. I've seen people say it works. I've seen videos of people after saying, "Oh, it worked. I got away with this." I've never seen one court transcript.
I'm not trying to get away with it. I don't watch telly.
No, that's fine. I don't watch TV.
I just find it hard to believe that.
The argument you're using, sir, I'm well aware of.
I'm not an arguing. I'm just saying I've rang up to say I don't watch telly, and then you says that you're still going to detect me.
Well, that's only if you're watching TV. Like I said, I did point that out when I said we would have to have evidence if we got a warrant. But the information you're giving, sir, again, I'm aware of what people say about it online. I would suggest speak to a legal professional about that information, because the information you've got is not right.
Okay.
Okay, sir?
Yes, brilliant. Can I just take your name, please?
You certainly can. My name is Dennis, and I'm from the Customer Specialist team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.